Let's talk with Nancy Cahalen from the Better Business Bureau. Quite a bit that, of course, is out there in the world of scams. And as you can well imagine, what are we all doing right now? We're all gathering our tax information and making sure we've got our forms and, what are our deductions going to be and everything else. So it's federal tax filing season. And the IRS says, could be a little bit rough. Make sure that you file as early as possible. Let's have Nancy Cahalen talk to us a little bit about what we need to know this tax filing season. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we have a couple extra days this year because of the way the calendar falls. So the deadline is actually the 18th, not the 15th. So, but we're suggesting get it in now. If you're expecting a refund, you want to beat the scammers to it. So, the scammers have stolen a lot of people's identities and filed false tax forms in the past. And, the only way you find out about this is when you go to file and the IRS responds and says, oh, you already did. We already sent you your refund. So then you have a big mess on your hands because you've got identity theft. You have to unravel that. Eventually you probably will, but you'll be thinking, boy, I wish I did what Nancy said and filed early. Yeah. So the scammers are ready to pounce with tactics of attempting to steal your refund and your identity. So there are things to watch out for. We've heard about some scams like they get in touch and they say, we recalculated your tax refund and you need to fill out this form. So that's something to look out for. They may come from with URLs, websites with an EDU on them instead of a GOV, things to watch out for because they would probably be targeting students. Students aren't as savvy about filing taxes. This is all pretty new to them, so they may fall for this, especially if they're told, we're giving you a bigger refund. That might get their attention there. So watch out for that one. There's another one. We're calling to tell you your identity has been stolen, and you need to buy some gift cards to fix it. Well, if anybody's been listening to us, they're going to know right away that there's a big tip-off here, but they wouldn't keep doing this if it wasn't effective. So, they come up with these backstories about why the gift card is the way to go, and, frankly, if anytime anybody tells you to pay with a gift card, unless you're at Macy's and you happen to have one that Aunt Susie gave you for Christmas, don't do it. Just back away. They may use threats. They may tell you that they're going to cancel your Social Security number. This is bogus. Your Social Security number is never canceled. Right. This is a threat, and you just hang up on them. Don't worry about that. It's definitely a scam. How about if you don't call us back, you'll be arrested.
Wow.
Threatening. So, and I think threatening and IRS go kind of hand in hand. People are a little afraid.
Yeah, of course.
And we've heard of some folks that maybe are new to this country that have experiences in their own country of threatening activities by their government. And so there was someone a couple of years ago in Westboro or Northboro that did pay with gift cards. And they thought, well, I'm just going to do what they tell me to do because it's the government and you don't question them. So you do question it. It's not the government. They can make your caller ID look like it's coming from anywhere. So they can't revoke your driver's license or immigration status or anything like that. So hang up. You're talking to a scammer.
The one about, they're intimidating you, that really... Yeah, once you say IRS, absolutely, you're right. We are all a little bit nervous to begin with when we hear that. But you said, this is a few of them, but there's more.
Yes, and a whole bunch of them where you get something, an email, and there's a reason to click. So click here to see details about your refund. Click here to see your tax transcript, or take this IRS survey. I don't think they're sending out customer service surveys. Well, maybe they are. I don't know.
Right, yeah, right.
But don't click. Just
Don't
be
click.
safe.
That's it, exactly.
So those types of things, they want you to click. There's probably malware or something being downloaded onto your PC or your laptop, and you don't want it there. It's going to it cause all kinds of trouble for you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, I mean, what we want is just all these red flags, and we also want to make sure that we're spotting or doing our best to kind of be able to spot some of these IRS scams, some of these impersonators who are out there, who might be bogus.
Mm-hmm. There are some red flags to look for. If they're calling you first, they generally don't initiate contact via a random phone call. So that would be suspicious. If they're leaving you a pre-recorded voicemail, they don't do that. Or a threatening or urgent voicemail, they don't do that. If they're emailing you, they don't initiate contact with taxpayers by email. So this is not a way that the IRS would reach out to you. Or if they're texting you, same
All right,
same thing.
It would be a red flag for me, but B, it would momentarily freak me out if I suddenly got a text from somebody saying, "Hey, this is the IRS. We got a problem." Yeah, I would. And you know what?
I know.
I mean, I laugh a little bit because I go, well, of course I would know that they aren't really going to text me. But in that one moment, I don't know, would I? Because I just go, it's 2023. I don't know. Maybe they are going to text me, or they probably have all my information. So that fear factor in this one is a little bit of a different component, because you don't want to mess, or in our minds, we don't want to mess with the IRS. But yeah, all these things that you're saying, the thing to remember is that they're going to send you something in the mail. They're not just going to cold call you or email or text you. That's some good advice as to why it's not going to be true.
Yeah, they're not going to contact you via social media either. So,
right.
These are not things. If they're asking for credit cards over the phone, they're not going to do that. Hang up when anybody says gift cards, and threatening, arrested, deported, have your driver's license revoked. These are all big red flags. This is not how the IRS operates.
What can we? Anything?
I'm looking forward to the text though.
Oh my
because
gosh.
I wonder what emojis they might use.
Any ways that we can kind of inoculate ourselves against some of this?
Well, there are steps you can take to lower the odds. Check and double check your forms to make sure all your information is accurate. Make sure you get your W-2. You should have it by now. You should have it by the end of January. If you don't, contact your employer. If you've been notified of a duplicate return by the IRS, respond to them immediately. You might have been ripped off. There's possibilities of identity theft. And inquire immediately if you receive a notice from the IRS that you've received wages from somewhere you didn't work. So if that could be a false W-2 in your name. So watch out for those things. File early. I can't repeat it enough. And it's the best defense against someone else filing and scooping up your refund before you can get to it.
Very good. Nancy Cahalen, President, CEO, Better Business Bureau, serving Central and Western Massachusetts and Northeastern Connecticut. Make sure you're following as I am on social media. Nancy, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me on.